Good evening. Welcome to Blue Collar Fishing Thursday Night Live. We're waiting on our guest Stanley to get in. He should be in here shortly, so he's running a couple of minutes late. Give everybody time to kind of filter in, see what's going on. Need time to get my YouTube set up here. Happy Friday night, actually. If you've filtered in here, expecting it to be last night, I put out a disclaimer that it would be moved to tonight. Okay, fishing. Hey, how you doing? Uh, just waiting on Stanley to get in here. Guess he's trying to get in now. Henry Mosley, what's up? Thank you all are from Discord. Appreciate you coming in. If you have any questions for me and Stanley, you can go ahead and put them in the chat. Hopefully, he'll be in here soon. He says he's running 2 minutes late. He's actually running 24 hours and 3 minutes late now. How are y'all this evening? Doing all right? How's fishing and filming going? I know you both are content creators. Any day now, Stanley. Do you ever do one of these with him? He's notorious for this. Excuse me. It has been absolutely ridiculously hot here this week. It's working away. Glad to take a break. Yeah. I've had to take a break this week. It's been unfit for man or beast outside. RC boat yesterday. Remote control. There was a trend for that a couple of years ago. And then the trend became strapping a GoPro to a fish. Hey, there you are.
Man, I'm so sorry I'm late, dude. It's been a week. I apologize. But I'm super excited to finally be here. How is everybody doing, and how are you doing, Kelly? How's your week been going?
It hasn't really been going. It's been unfit to be out here this week. It's reached 101 degrees 3 days in a row.
Yeah, I can't really be sympathetic on that one. We hit 100 degrees plus.
Well, it's not like Texas heat. We also had 98% humidity.
No. I got you beat on humidity all day long. It's like 110% humidity here 24/7. I got salt water blowing off the Gulf.
That's what I always hear from the Texas guys. Oh, but it's a dry heat. So's my oven.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And I like that lighting you're doing there. Whatever that is, that looks cool.
It's ring light, but it's got a blue hue to it.
That's cool. I got a couple of lights that I do. Also, I'm not at the house right now, so I'm just doing what I can with the den light over here.
Where you at right now?
My in-laws. We're staying on Padre Island. My brother-in-law's down with his kids, his family, and we're just like fishing twice a day. We're out at the beach. Like I just drove in from the beach. That's why I was running late. I got stuck behind a very slow car on the island, and it was about a 20-mile drive. Not that anybody should be going, like fast driving down the island, but I was going a little bit slower than I wanted to be.
I got you.
And I was in the middle of nowhere, so I couldn't text you until the last, 5 miles of the road.
Yeah, but like I don't know, the weather, the heat, it's just. Also, we don't have it 6 months a year like you do either. So when those temperatures get up here, like it makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I
messes
tell
me.
you what, it was a cloudy day today, and we topped off at like 90, and that was really nice. And I was in the water, like I was doing my fishing today, and I walked out. I was like, I'm gonna get wet. I'm gonna get in the water, and I'm gonna sit there and fish in the water. I was getting rolled in the waves, and I got just my butt handed to me in 4 foot surf. But man,
Yeah,
I when I was done doing that, I just felt so much more fresh.
this has been like the most
Hey, it's okay.
unbearable. This has been like the most unbearable summer on the East Coast in forever. Like it has
Yeah,
reached
all over the place.
it has reached 95 degrees here 26 of the past 28 days.
Yeah, I want to say we topped 100 a record number of times in July, and it was something like 29 out of 30 days, whatever the deal was. I don't know. It was ridiculous. And we hit 100 and we hit 110 one day, I think. And I remember like 15 years ago when I was in college, I used to work for the newspaper. And I remember specifically we had a day where the newspaper, the headline was just the number 109. Like it was so hot, 109 degrees. That was the headline of the newspaper. We hit 110 the other day, but it's like we'd hit 100 degrees so many times in a row that it wasn't even newsworthy.
All right.
Yeah,
It's
Kai was talking about that. He's up there in Canada. He was on vacation and the place is
yeah.
burning to the ground.
Oh, they really aren't used to that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even like the UK, which is pretty cold and wet most of the time, they've had like 105 or whatever. It's
They're
been
setting
weird.
records. I
Yeah,
saw a
every
really
day.
weird graph of the number of record days that were broken or something over the course of the years. And there's just been a huge spike in the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah, it's been weather has went nuts. Like I know,
I
climate
don't
change
think
is
it's
a
going to get any better. I think this is the new
no.
norm. I think
Me
this
too.
is I'm political stuff aside, I won't get into politics, but I do believe climate change is happening. I think we have a hand to play in that, and I think that extreme heat like this is going to be like a new norm.
Yeah, well, I
I don't
think
think
it's
it's going away.
like there's a bunch of the guys up here is like, oh, it was hot 100 years ago. Like, yeah, like, but you take like 5 years ago, we broke 100-year-old record, right, for the hottest day on record in 100 years. Go, yeah, but see, the thing is used to you got those days every 100 years.
Yeah,
That was 5 years ago. We've since broken that record four more times.
exactly. And it's going to get worse, I think. And it's going to cause problems like ACs. We're going to have to, like, I don't know, invent better ACs, or um, we're going to all have to invest in more AC. I don't know how this is going to go, but I foresee heat being a bigger thing in the near future. Henry Mosley
But
saying in Tennessee gave up on trying to find a cool day to fish. He's been going out in 90-degree heat for the past 2 months. Yeah, welcome to my world, man. you would handle yourself very well down here in Texas doing that.
it's not a big difference in Tennessee and Texas, honestly.
Yeah.
I grew up in Tennessee, Henry. What part are you from? But I'm from the Cumberland Plateau, by the way. Um, it's just been crazy. It's hard to film, but
Yeah.
my cameras are getting overheated. My SD cards are crapping out just south of Nashville, Murfreesboro.
I had that issue as well. I had a camera overheat on me earlier today, and it just happened to be the
Laverne.
catch of the week. The
Yeah,
best
it's
catch that it crapped out on me on.
And the bite's been tough. Man, the bite's been tough.
Fishing is different today than it was. Like, dude, some of the climate stuff going on, the heat is changing in our ecosystem. It's changing the migration patterns, and so like that freeze that we had messed us up really bad last year, and that the things have not returned. They're still freaking out about speckled trout around here. And they changed our regulations on them, and I don't foresee them ever letting us go back to what we had on speckled trout. But on top of that, your offshore species, your pelagics, we're having a hard time getting into some of those guys now because the temperature changes are causing different patterns in the Gulf of Mexico. So now migration patterns are different.
Henry says yes, between Murfreesboro and Smyrna.
Smyrna, that sounds familiar.
Smyrna, Tennessee. I don't know if it's famous for anything, but yeah, I'm familiar with that area. I almost went to NTSU. And then I blew my ACL, so that dream was over.
I got fat. It's what kept me out of it.
I did too when I blew my ACL. You know, if you take a kid who's used to playing sports every day and this all of a sudden has to stop, they blow up like a balloon because you're still eating that amount of calories like you're working out 5 times a week and you're not.
Yeah, you don't adjust. Enjoy it, Henry. Enjoy it for all it's worth. Enjoy every moment of it.
See,
is tomorrow you're going to be 42.
I am 42.
I know. And yesterday you were 18.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. In a little over a month, I'll be 43.
Yeah. That'll be me in December. But with the way with the temperatures and stuff, the way they're all going, I'll be like fishing hard in December. So
I'm older than you?
Yeah. Come on, look at us. You're obviously older than me.
I still have hair.
Yeah, but that's what hats are for.
True.
Plus, I've had this, I'm not losing hair. I've had that hairline since I was in my 20s.
Just not gaining any either.
Yeah.
At least not on your head.
The silver is coming in a lot more now than it used to, but.
You know, we're ancient to everybody in the chat.
Yeah. Just remember that yesterday I was your age. It happens overnight. Like your 20s go quick. Don't waste them. Don't waste them.
All right, man. What are we going to talk about tonight?
Let's talk about some fishing. So,
fishing.
Yeah. So I have been all over the map this summer. I'm actually kind of wearing out a little bit, but I've got all kinds of fishing stories to be talking about, and I want to hear. I know you've been having issues with heat, but despite that, I know you've been around. You were in New Jersey or something like that recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what took you up to New Jersey?
Well, one, I live 20 minutes from it. I'm about 20 minutes from the New Jersey line. So if there's actually a joke going around right now. The Democratic nominee for the U.S. Senate here is our Lieutenant Governor, John Fetterman. And not to be political, John's a friend of mine. I know John. I mean, not a close friend, acquaintance. I'll say an acquaintance. Like I've met him, I know him personally. And so the running joke that we have is he's running against Mehmet Oz, Dr. Oz for TV. What is that noise out here? He's running against Mehmet Oz, which is Dr. Oz from a TV show.
Yeah.
And Oz actually lives in New Jersey. He's never lived in Pennsylvania. And he's running for the Pennsylvania U.S. Senate. So I said that if you live...
He's also not a doctor. Whatever.
I don't... If you live in Pennsylvania and have a Pennsylvania driver's license, you can buy a New Jersey annual fishing license. Fish in New Jersey.
Oh, hey, that's a huge thing of like I don't mean to interrupt your story on that, but that's a huge thing that I am a big proponent of. I think there needs to be the ability to have a national fishing and hunting license. That needs to be a thing. It's a globalized world. We've got the internet. We're way too connected for all this stuff that we can't be doing this. It's an antiquated thing that we cannot be doing that.
Well, not only but there should be one. There should be like you're correct, especially with like all the tournament guys. They fish in 49 states.
Yeah. I mean, I'm traveling. Like I've got family in Wisconsin. I've got family in Oklahoma. I work based out of California, even though I live in Texas, and I've got friends in Florida. You know how much it would cost me to fish in all those places? Hundreds of dollars.
Well, not only that, but like born and raised in Tennessee, I paid taxes in Tennessee for over 20 years, but I can't get an annual fishing license. I gotta get a visitor's license when I go down.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't know. So ours don't do the visitor license or anything. What down here, it's you can buy like a 1-day license. I think you can get a rest of the year license. You can get you can get it for a year, and you can get just saltwater or just freshwater. Like they have all these different weird options on there.
Now, New Jersey's
Henry said here he's into hunting and fishing. He's used to hanging out with old guys. He doesn't think you're ancient. I do think you're ancient, Kelly. But Henry, thank you. All jokes aside on that, appreciate that from the bottom of my heart.
The New Jersey, their rules did change a little bit. Like Jersey is the closest saltwater I have. It's about 2 hours to the shore. New Jersey's very small. It's not a very big state, width-wise. Most in population, actually. But so it's maybe 2 hours, 2.5 on a bad day to the shore. And used to, you needed nothing to go fish the shore. Like you could just go fish the shore because the states don't own the ocean. So they don't own anything off of the ocean before. Now you do need a Jersey permit. You can print it out online, and it's still free, but you got to remember to print it out online. So if it being free, I don't really understand why you need it, but I think it's just a way to build fines, honestly.
Fine. I understand they need revenue. I'm not going to argue with that. But at the same time, we could still come up with a system for everybody. You know, I don't know. And I don't know how to do it. And I'm sure there's some money to be made. You know, like I'm sitting here thinking, it's like, how would I organize like a national license kind of a thing? I don't know. I don't know how I would do that. But I'm sure there's money to be made for the person who finally gets that whole thing. And it's going to take cooperation with state governments, local governments. That's 50 different state and local governments. That's a huge pain in the, you know. So I don't know how like that's going to get all organized or whatever, but I know it can be done. And the person who eventually does it will be my hero.
Yeah. It's like I don't
Kai,
see like
thank you. I really appreciate that, Kai.
I don't see like why it can't be done. There are states that already do it.
Yeah, I know that there's some stuff like you said. You have that where the different states like kind of allow you to do that a little bit easier.
Well,
Texas being so big, and we don't even have like we have our own power grid. We're not gonna work well with others on anything ever. So,
well, you have a power grid, I guess.
we have our own. It's our own rinky-dink little thing. I'm not saying we're proud of it. Like, I mean, for some reason we are. We're proud that we're on our own. We talk about it like we're proud, but then when the power goes out, we're all like,
What happened?
"This sucks."
We just haven't gotten enough storage for the suits.
Yeah, well, yeah, and we also we also have an influx of like everybody in California wants to be a Texan now. That doesn't help.
New York.
We got
We had
people
the
moving
same-
in from New York too, or is that what you're doing?
We have
Yeah,
we have the New York issue because New York City is less than an hour away from here.
Mhm.
We're in the middle of New York City and Philadelphia, but west.
Mhm.
So it's like Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York City, us. And so New York City is less than an hour away from here. And then New York City got hit by the pandemic so hard and everybody was pretty much locked in their homes, they all said, F that. They moved here. They sold their homes in New York for boo koodles of money.
Mhm.
And then they come down here with all that money in their pocket and buy houses down here. And they're pretty much pricing out all the locals. If you're a local, you can't buy a house here right now because you're going to get outbid because every house that's sold in the past 2 years, just about everybody's got 50, 60,000 over asking.
We've got a similar issue going on here. We've got the so when the pandemic happened, everybody went remote, and Silicon Valley went remote. So a lot of those people got kind of tired of paying whatever $2 million for a house. And Austin, Texas is gorgeous, very similar to a lot of the pretty areas in California. So they just moved out there and they were buying property that in California would cost them millions of dollars. They're buying it for $500,000 down here. Yeah, they're
Right.
buying $200,000 houses that I've got just tons of examples, but they're buying houses for pennies on the dollar to what they're used to. And now we're getting like that huge influx. So people are, it drove up the prices of houses a little bit. So people are getting more. We also have Elon Musk is building a bunch of stuff around here. He's got his plants in Waco, and Amazon has a distribution center up in Austin now too. So everybody's moving out that way, plus all those remote guys. And it's funny, if you look like during that last or doing the recent elections, it's funny looking at a map of the Republicans and Democrats. Like Texas is all Republican, but there'll be counties, like single counties, just spots here and there that vote Democrat, and it's like Austin. It's I forget. I think it's Williamson County. There's a county in Houston, like the real populated counties where people are moving in from all these different places, and those are the ones that are voting real heavy Democrat now. It's funny to see, like, oh yeah, I can kind of see. I've driven through neighborhoods in that county. I can see how they're voting that direction.
I don't care about that. I just wish you stop pricing me out.
Yeah. You guys own your home, or y'all renting?
We live with my in-laws right now because our home's sold and we just can't buy anything. We have like a basement apartment, but kind of sucks.
Yeah,
But
that's rough.
Like we were shopping last year, we put in 10 offers and we got outbid on every one of them by a lot. And we put in over asking.
Wow.
We put in over asking and we got outbid $50,000 on every one of them or more.
Man, I hope you guys did good on your place. Did you sell a place, or you just looking to get one? If you had a place, it'd be a great time to get rid of it.
Just looking to get one.
Yeah.
Our place sold before this madness.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Your timing on that.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
It seems like I've got bad timing on everything. But someone's going. Oh, an example: the house next door to here, we rented for several years, so I know how bad of a house it is. I also know that the people we rented it from bought it from the city in foreclosure when the old man died for like $15,000 several years ago, obviously,
Mhm.
like back in the 90s. And then I also know they sold it last year for 80K. 80K as is, just get rid of it. Right? The people that bought it, and it comes with a tenant. A tenant you can't kick out until next year sometime, I think. People that bought it, they put a coat of paint around the door on the front porch. That's pretty much the only difference I've seen. And I bet it will sell to these New Yorkers. They now have it on the market for $250,000.
I've seen exact same stories like that. We got lucky on ours. We were renting our house, and we were renting it from really nice folks who like gave us like this great deal or whatever. And I was in the oil field, so I was able to save up some money. And then they wanted out from underneath it. They wanted to get rid of it, and they didn't want to mess with the whole selling a house thing. So we told them we want this house. Like, we don't want to move out. What's your number? And they said, it's a 4-bedroom. I think it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and it's not great, but it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And they said they wanted like 60,000 for it, or 55, I think is the number they wanted. And the bank wouldn't loan us 55. They said we had to do 60. That was the only way they were going to loan us money. So we actually had to like put in a loan to get some extra, like do some work to the house, which it needed. And Rachel's dad does construction down here, so he just killed it on that house. Like, he's done amazing work. But man, we got that house for $60,000, and I guarantee we're going to make well over 100 on it. You know, like we ended up like we invested 30,000 into it. But I guarantee we're going to get well over 100. I'm guessing 130, 140.
I think our audience doesn't want to hear these old guys bitch about life.
What do we got?
You know what they're here for. They're young creators. So here's our first question.
We can have that talk.
Here's our first question from Henley Mosley, and I'll answer it first, and then I'll let you answer it because I have an interesting story to both our answers.
Same here. So
how long has it taken both of you guys to reach 1,000 subscribers since you're both fishing content creators? Would be interesting to know. Okay, for me, it took 2 years. I started in 2016. In 2018, there was a trend going around where actually in 2018 is when the 1,000 subscriber, 4,000 watch hour rule came around because Jake Paul screwed up so much. And it's also when I became, seriously, that's why I came around. And it's also when I became extremely irate with YouTube and them always moving the goalpost. Because if YouTube was serious about punishing creators that did something like Jake Paul did, I mean, he really screwed up. They should have deleted Jake Paul's channel that day. But instead, they changed the rules to punish people that had no effect on Jake Paul whatsoever for something he did because he was already too big. So, but I hit it in 2018, and me and Stanley kind of hit it the same way. There was a trend going around where a bunch of us creators got together and we started promoting each other's channels. Stanley came on, actually, I hit my 1K, and then Stanley came on my channel back when it was the trend to do these lives weekly, twice a week. Some guys were doing them every day in 2018, and then Stanley hit his. Since then, Stanley has surged past me. I hit my 1,000 before Stanley, but since I hit that 1,000, I've gained 175 real subscribers. Stanley's gained about 4,000. So that's how long it took me to hit my 1K. How long did it take you, Stanley?
So, yeah, it was it was a different ball game in 2016 than what it is now. The algorithm is different now than it was.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And I disagree with Kelly on this one. I'll openly disagree on that one. I like it better because I think things are more difficult these days. So I agree with some of the decisions they've made. They've done, but all that aside, that's a different conversation. So it took me 8 months. 8 months. Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me like 1 second here. I need to look this up because I've got the exact numbers so that I can always refer to this because I never want to forget my roots. I was actually just looking at this today. So it took me 8 months to hit 100 subscribers. And
Yeah, it took forever to hit that 100.
Yeah. So in 2017, I didn't even make a video. I decided in 2016 I wanted to do YouTube. In 2017, for the entire year, I did not watch TV. I did not listen to the radio. I didn't play video games. I simply watched tutorials on how to do YouTube. So in 2018, that's when I started filming and doing some videos. I did some practice ones like at the end of 2017. And then in 2018 is when I was like, okay, we're going to try this thing now. I've learned it. It took me 8 months after having spent a year to learn how to do it, 8 months to hit 100 subscribers. And then 4 months later, I hit 1,000. I hit 1,000 in a year. I hit it exactly on the 365th day. So we had the growth streams that used to happen. I got out of those really quick. And the reason being is because the subscribers that you gain to that, like, they're all about their own channels. And so you'll hear a lot of people talk about it. There's a thing like, you don't want to get into that whole thing because these guys are all about their channels. So everybody's trying to collect these numbers. They're not watching your videos. They're not watching your ads on your videos. And so you're not getting quality viewership out of them. And so YouTube sees that and they're like, it makes your videos look bad because these people are not spending time watching the videos. So you actually like do yourself a disservice. It hurts your channel. So that we had some solid groups, solid people in these groups. Grant, John, Kelly, there were some other guys who are still around. And we all we're still solid friends, like we're close friends. We still hang out together and do all that stuff. So that we gained I gained some real valuable friendships along the way and doing all of that. But I did get out of that kind of that whole growth stream thing. Like it was not what it started to go from being like, it was live streams where we were fishing. People were actually fishing and live streaming. And then it became like a growth stream thing. And it just got really dirty feeling. And that's kind of when I got out of that. Was not into it.
I'll tell you straight up, I never liked the live fishing streams. I'm like, this is boring.
They didn't. So I love the concept. I don't think anybody I saw ever really did it right, but I love the concept. You need to be bouncing around. You need to be active. You need to be talking. And, you got to do more stuff than just sit there with a rod in the river.
Right.
There's got to be more to it than that.
And it's hard to do live, especially, if you're fishing in public. Somebody's going to come along with a boom box and the music's going to be copyrighted. And it's hard. Henry Mosley says it's really interesting. Many people say it's harder to reach 100 than 1,000.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was. I no longer agree with that because there has been a major change in YouTube and YouTube viewership. Hold on a second.
Yeah, and Henry, you're right about that. So there's a lot of time between catches. You got to fill that dead air. The live streams are great. It's a great opportunity for engagement and talking to people and all that fun stuff. But yeah, there's going to be you got to avoid the dead air.
Also, but back when we started, yes, that was the case. 100 was hard to reach because when you first start, you don't have any crowd, you don't have any viewers, nobody knows you exist. I think now, when you first start, because there are so many more tools available to you than like when me and Stanley started, that 100 is a lot easier to hit than that 1,000. Everybody's after that sacred 1,000 now, and now you've also got YouTube Shorts. You can gain 100 subscribers from YouTube Shorts relatively quickly, I'd say, if you make enough of them.
I agree with that. Yeah, Shorts is definitely a way. But now, so this is going to be my take on that. And I want to say I feel the exact same as everybody else. I wake up in the morning and I check my YouTube analytics every single morning. It's a sickness. Like it is really like it's a problem. I should not feel that way. And I try not to feel that way, but I'll be honest. Now, that having been said, The good thing about YouTube is the thing that I do like about it. Your subscriber count almost doesn't matter at all. You can take a look at my newest, if you watched my newest video, if somebody showed you my newest video and said, this guy has 1 million subscribers, you wouldn't be surprised. And I'm not saying that like I'm great, I'm amazing. I'm not trying to be full of myself. I'm saying that the subscriber count doesn't matter. I'm skilled. Like I know what I'm doing, and I'm proud of that. Like we all need to be proud of this. We are all doing like the stuff that every one of us here is doing is special on a much higher level than you think it is, because you're judging yourself by a subscriber count, and that's bullshit. That subscriber count means nothing. Like you don't want to validate your existence based on how many people you have convinced on any given day to hit a little subscribe button on a YouTube channel. That's not what you're about. And as much as I want like a subscribers like anybody else, that's not really the thing. Like that's not the important thing. It used to be, but nowadays it's not the important thing. To be honest with you, like they look at 25,000 subscribers as a benchmark for when sponsorship opportunities really kind of take off. And you have to be at 1,000 in order to monetize your videos. That having been said, AdSense is crap. So don't worry about that. The money that you're making from YouTube is going to be crap. Make great videos. Make something that you can be proud of, and then be that guy. Like I enjoy being that guy who's like, my content is way better than my subscriber count, which means that everybody here is in on like the foundation, the floor level of something that has an opportunity to be a really special thing. There's a shot here, and we're all doing it together. And it's not the subscriber count that's doing it. You know, it's the content. It's the community. That's what's special about it.
So that makes sense. Well, thank them for the compliment. But I mean, Henry, there are
exactly. And you're
not
only
to bust your bubble,
one
man.
video away. It only takes one to get there.
Yeah, or 211.
Or 300, but who's counting? It could always be the next
I
one.
am.
Hey, you know, talking about numbers, I want to be totally fair about numbers because like I'm all like, I love numbers and I'm a numbers guy and blah, blah, blah. We're all like analytic geeks and everything like that. I will be straight up honest and open about the fact that like I'm about to hit 5,000. John from A&J Outdoors, he just hit 3,000. And he smokes me in the numbers.
I wish.
I've seen channels with 1,000 subscribers smoke me, and I'm like, I'm embarrassed about it. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, I can't argue. They're doing a good job. You know, they're getting views. They just haven't got the subscriber count up yet. It'll happen.
I'm not mad at you. I wish you. I've never, as long as I've known Stanley, I've wished him nothing but success. I was there that night when I saw his ticker go from $9.99 to 1,000 because it was on my channel.
Yep.
I wish. I've never been someone to poo-poo on somebody else's success. That's just not me. I just wish I'd get a little more myself, you know.
You know what I wish? So what bums me out is we have creators who have made it, and they know they've made it, and they work with other creators, but they don't do it well. You know, they don't do it right. One thing I'm going to say it here now, and I will say it again, and I'm going to hammer this one home many times over. I am going to, like, if I were to make it, if something were to happen, if I were to pop, and if I was to get to like the 2 million subscriber level or whatever, you know, something happened and I had that trajectory to get to that kind of level, people are coming with me. I'm still doing these live streams with you. I'm still going to do the stuff with Grant and John. I'm going to do the Discord server with Kai. I'm going to be doing the exact same things with the people who helped me along the way. You know, like everybody's coming with me. But at the same time, there's going to be new creators around. And if I'm at that level, I'm not going to be ignorant of that. And it kind of feels like that's happening a lot. If you run into some of these guys And it's like they've made it, but they don't know anything about YouTube. They made it because they did something really good, really special. Like they're really great personality. They're really good at fishing, whatever the case may be. They made it for a good reason, but they don't know much about YouTube. So they don't know that responsibility of helping others. You know, they don't seem to look back on their roots of like having grown it and trying to hammer in through the system and do all of that stuff. I see people who get like shout outs and it's like, dude, you should have done that for 7 other channels, not that guy. And you could have done it so much better.
Yep. I know. And, you know, it feels hypocritical to give you all this advice when me and Stanley are doing this tonight. It's how we know each other. But you have to be selective. Me and Stanley can tell you have to be selective in who you'll do this for. Because I will tell you, it is a thankless favor. 90% of everybody will never return the favor. It's like he said, they care about their channel. They don't give a crap about your channel. They don't care about bringing you along for the ride. Even, you know, you help them and screw you. That's how it is. You know how many channels I've helped get to their 1,000 and never heard from again?
So I got my 2 cents on that. You're right. Like you need to pick the right ones. But let me tell you a story. Like I've got some friends out there, and one of these days I'm going to call in my favors. But in 2017, when I was doing all of this stuff, when I was learning it, I would watch all the Nick Nimmin videos. I'm big on Nick Nimmin. I love everything that he has to say. I just he's to me he knows YouTube better than just about anybody else out there. So he does his live streams on Saturday mornings. I'm hanging out in there, and I've met a lot of creators. I'm actually in some accountability groups with groups of creators from these old 2017 live streams that we were doing, that we were all partaking in. So he had Daryl Eves on one day for Vid Summit back in like 2019, and Daryl Eves was giving away tickets to Vid Summit. He had a contest, he pops onto the live stream and he's like, hey, we're going to do a little contest. I want you to nominate people that you think should be, you should get a free ticket to Vid Summit. And you have to do it in a video. You have to make a video and nominate somebody. And we're going to pick the 5 best videos and we're going to send them to Vid Summit. And I was like, well, shit, yes. This is right up my alley. Like, I know exactly the kind of video these guys are going to make. So I made my video my way. And I made it fun. What everybody did was they did this number right here. Hey, I'd like to nominate this guy because of this reason, because he's a really nice guy and we're bros. And that was it. Like, that was the video they made. So and I knew they were going to be doing that. They were doing, like, as soon as he said it, they're right there. They're getting those videos out. They're posting them all over like Facebook, social media. It's like, no, that's wrong. I immediately ran out to the college over here because there's a pond, and I'm an outdoors channel, and I chose an outdoors channel that was in the live stream. Is a buddy of mine. His name's Hank, and so I go down there and I filmed this like real quick, filmed some B-roll. It was like sunrise. It was early in the morning, and I'm like walking around in there. There's like frogs jumping around. I'm barefoot walking around the stupid little pond. I'm like, today I would like to nominate my guy Hank because he's my buddy. And I got to stick with my outdoors channel's friends. And he's like the nicest guy I've ever met in the like blah, 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 blah. And I edited in music and I did B-roll. And it took me like 20 minutes to do this stupid video. I was still one of the first ones out there, but I had the, like, bar none best video. Like, blew everybody else out of the water because everybody else is just doing that normal, like, sitting in their chair, like, I'm watching this live stream, blah, blah, blah. So we won. And I got tickets, and Hank got to go to Vid Summit. And he had, at the time, I had more subscribers than him. I think we were both monetized. It was like I was at 1,500, he was at 1,300, something like that. His channel is Hamiltonville Farm. And today he's got, I got to look him up because it's been a minute since I've seen him. But we're buddies. We still talk. He's a friend of mine. And he knows other people now that like, I want him to like introduce me to some of his friends. Angler up with Brant and damn it, some of these other guys. I'm looking them up right now. So he is at 250,000 subscribers. I got surpassed, and you know that sucks.
He's at how many?
Happened to me. He's at 250 now. 250,000.
250,000?
Yeah, that guy that I got a ticket for him to go to Vid Summit. You think he's ever going to forget my name? No, he's not going to forget me.
I hope
we talk all the time. He's my buddy.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad, but
I haven't called in that favor, but that's happened to me. That's kind of the point. It's like I've been surpassed by so many of these guys, but I wasn't that guy trying to hold them down. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to like shoot him in the foot. I was that guy helping him out. And I've got these friends that now I'm like helping them out. And I'm not calling in favors or nothing, but if I did, you know.
Yeah, I've been surpassed by pretty much everybody I've ever had on, except like, Kai last week.
Yet.
I'm not even monetized, man.
You're not monetized?
I've never been monetized. Everybody thinks I am. I've never been monetized.
Is it the 4K? Yeah.
I hit like 3,000 a year and then have to start over. What are you gonna do?
Well, you don't have to start over. It's a rolling 4,000.
Okay, I've never hit the 4K ever. In 6 years, I've never hit the 4K. And my views are, I don't know what, like I'm making some of my best videos ever for nothing. Like I can't get past the algorithm. I've hit 100 score SEO 4 out of my last 5 videos for keywords.
That's not a score that you need to focus on at all.
Okay.
All that means is that you're totally optimized for SEO, but if you're totally optimized for the most BS terms, then it doesn't do anything for you. You know, like you'll get 100% score on something it means absolutely nothing.
Well, I mean, that's relative to the video. You know, it's funny though, like my highest I've ranked, like I said, 211 videos. YouTube has ranked 1.
Yeah, I'm actually having some issues
Fishing's
with
in the title, Fishing's in the title, but that's not what people are looking or searching.
I tell you what, next time you make a video, when you're doing your SEO stuff, let's sit down, you and I, and let's do it together.
Okay, how do I get a hold of you now?
You do Discord. Do you have my phone number?
No.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Right.
I'll send it to you right
now. You can get it to me when we go off of live. Oh, okay, that works. Oh. That's fine. Hey, okay, welcome back. Right. Muff Bass, welcome to the chat.
Hey, what's up, man?
He's killing shorts right now.
I need to do more of those. Everything, dude. It's been such a. I'm doing whatever I can just to get videos out right now. Cozumel was.
You know what's good for shorts for me is because shorts for like guys like me. I'm guessing guys like you. It gives me something to do with all that wasted content.
Yeah. The great thing about it. The great thing about shorts is it's another, like you said, it's an opportunity. You can repurpose the footage that you've already got and you haven't been able to use. And on top of that, you can repurpose it on multiple platforms. Anytime I did a shorts video, and I'm not doing social media. I'm done with social media. I'm just like sick and tired of like a lot of that nonsense. But you can take that shorts video and you can post it on, you need to post it on Twitter. And what you do is vary it up because you're going to have a different audience on Twitter that you are on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and everything else. So you collect them. You get 5 shorts videos and you put a shorts on YouTube. And then a couple of days later, you put it on Twitter. And then a couple of days later, you put it on Facebook. Don't do it all at the same time because you're going to have like that varying, that Venn diagram of people who are on all those platforms. But you get into this cycle where you have this video is going to go like on this day YouTube, this day TikTok, this day Instagram, this day Facebook. But then if you do that and you have multiple different videos, then you're going to have this like cycle of content that's just constantly being, pushed through. And it doesn't take you any extra work. You've already made the video. You just put them out on a different schedule and it makes you look really interesting. I don't care about any of that anymore. I'm not playing that game. I'm just, I'm having fun just doing what I'm doing now. But like, if you want to talk about creating like engagement on social media and various platforms, and there are companies out there who will value your social media presence, that's how you can do it. Like, that's the easiest way in the world to do it.
Twitter's really my social media presence. I'll be completely honest. If I didn't have such a big Twitter following and some loyal, like, Twitter guys, like I got some loyal guys from that fishing family Twitter thing, like we did from the live stream, like you did from the live streams a couple of years ago, and like all these crowds come from someplace else. Like tonight's crowd, they're all from your Discord server.
Oh no!
There isn't
Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out like that with us. That means a lot. Thank you.
I think the days of like when me and you did it and people just going live and a crowd just filtering in, that's over. That's done. That ain't happening anymore. You got to bring your crowd with you.
Yeah, you know what we need to do? Like, so there was some value in those old streams, but they were not done right. We maybe should consider like putting together like a once a month live stream where we do it correctly. Like this group of creators that wants to talk about this stuff and wants to look at the proper SEO research and talk about their video and get some insight on what they need to do. That could be a valuable thing.
YouTube has done 2 things lately. One I like, and one I heard announced yesterday I kind of hate. Nick Nimmin was excited about it. I don't like it. But the first one I do like, I just don't have access to it yet. Maybe you do, is the bridge, where you can take clips of your videos, turn it into a short, and then there's a bridge to take it to the full-length video to bring people to your full-length videos from your shorts, because that's something YouTube struggles with. I've checked every day, and I still don't have my YouTube page still doesn't have access to it, and that's something I could really use.
I don't have that either. I don't think. Stories?
I think Buff Bass has it. He's done it. But you can take like clips from your YouTube videos and edit a short from it in the YouTube editor.
Yeah.
And then there'll be a link in the video itself that takes you to the video, the full-length video that you took that clip from.
Oh, clips. Yes, I have seen that.
They call it the bridge.
That's cool.
They call it a bridge.
Like they do that.
Okay. That one I like. That one I hope I have access to soon, because honestly, 211 videos, I'll take the ones that I thought should have performed that didn't and see if I can gain a little traction on them. May change the title and the thumbnail maybe,
Let's talk after we're done with this. I got some things that we can I can help you out with that. I got some definite things we can work on for you. Really.
Because my best performing video right now, I'm getting like 50 views a day on a video that when I made it, I thought was dog water. It's just all I had.
Oh, dude. I could speak at length about that. I'm looking up here. Let me give me like 2 seconds. I got something to say about that.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and talk about the second thing that I personally don't like. You might like it. I personally don't. But now there is also a products tab that will be available on your YouTube videos. So when your YouTube starts playing, if there's any products featured in that video, there's a tab to go to that product directly. I don't like that. Because what that is a tab for someone to exit my video.
Yeah, so I agree with that. And what I don't know that they're like, so I have different like things on that. If you're selling merch, if you've got a good product line, then I have faith in this, because those people are, if they're buying a shirt, they're also the people that are going to come back to your content. So I'm not worried about them leaving when there's a pretty good guarantee that they're going to be coming back. Now, that having been said, if you're giving people an easy access out of your content, and your merch stuff that you offer is garbage, and they're not going to be buying it, and all you're doing is offering an exit strategy for them, yeah, I don't agree with that. I would be very selective and careful of that kind of stuff. Okay, so real quick here, looking at, oh shoot, I forgot to change the thing. I want to touch on, you're talking about like how garbage videos are always the ones that seem to like go places. So my fourth best video on my channel was a 1 minute and 58-second video that I made where I was packaging meat, and all I did was put it in a Ziploc bag, filled it with water, and then drained the water out. And I was like, there, homemade vacuum sealing. And that's the fourth biggest video on my channel. You never know which ones, like some of the ones that I have done that I have spent, I recorded 10 hours worth of footage, and I put, a month's worth of editing into that video, is not the one that exploded. It was the time I packed some meat into a Ziploc bag. That was the big one. And I will say, so John smokes me in all the analytics. He gets more views than I do. And I know I've got more subscribers, but again, subscriber count means absolutely nothing. What I value, yeah, exactly. 1,000 means something, and then after that, it's like 25,000 means something. 10K is 5 digits. That's nice. 100K is 6 digits, and you get a button. So there's milestones like that. Otherwise,
also the more subscribers you have, like I think the algorithm, you have more people to promote your videos to, and you have more people your videos will get suggested to.
You do have authority there. When you get to a certain level, you do get more authority with it, for sure. That's you can't argue that. You better be making good content, though. If you're making garbage content, if you are a channel with 100,000 subscribers as a result of growth streams, that's garbage. I've seen it. I literally had a channel that I had to do a one-on-one consultation with. They had 2 million subscribers, and they paid for a consultation because they could not get more than 60 views on a video. Tell me how that happens.
I get a lot of that. I can help promote your videos, and then it's a link to some, Middle Eastern service. $16 a day. I'm like, come on, man. I'm blocking that crap. I'm blocking that crap all the time.
Complete
oh, really?
Garbage.
Especially on Twitter. I can promote you with your 17 followers.
Puff Bass, you put a lot of work into your merch.
My merch is. It's hard to move merch. It really is. You gotta be.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you gotta be a big name to move merch. You're gonna lose money.
Good with affiliate links. I do some good merch. Like, our stuff is not that bad, but it's affiliate links that really that's one of the big money makers for us. But dude, Peter, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming hanging out, man. Thank you.
What's going?
You and I got to get together. We got to talk.
Actually, the great quality spread shop.
Hashtag more Peter.
I mean, I got merch. I had a printer for a little while. I had merch. I don't really move it anymore now. I kind of focus on videos, I guess. But merch is hard to move. You're going to lose money for a while. If you're trying to move your own merch, you're going to lose money.
See, I do the spread shop approach like Buff Bass does. I make it available for anybody who wants it. And we've got some cute stuff. If you want a shirt that's going to look really good in a fishing video, might want to check out our stuff. But I don't.
I did a
like
pro staff
prices.
I did a pro staff for a little while, and no, I would not recommend pro staff at anything.
No, I wouldn't either.
Pro staff is kind of a scam. But I did it because it gave me access to a printer. I had a printer to print my merch. And yeah, I lost money for a little while, but they also would like print stuff for giveaways for me. So, you know what I mean? Like I had a printer on demand. I'd be like, hey, I need this many shirts for a giveaway. And like, all right. I just had to go there and order it. I didn't have to like call a vendor or a manufacturer to make 100 of them, you know?
Yeah.
But that was before like, you know, Spreadshot days or even the Squarespace or
I got a few things to wash up on here.
whatever. 5 years. Where'd all this crowd come from?
Nice.
Do you think, I don't know, it's like here lately, YouTube is trying to be everybody but themselves.
Yeah. So other platforms are growing a lot more explosively than YouTube. And YouTube is just trying to get a foot in the door in that space. They're open and honest about it with like the whole TikTok thing and shorts. India a couple years ago, when TikTok first started, and everybody was like, they didn't know what to do with this whole thing. Like it was big, it was huge. People were loving it, but they didn't know what was going on. They thought it was going to get shut down. Like it was just Vine Part 2. But then it ended up being like a really popular thing and it wasn't going away. And then India banned TikTok. And YouTube jumped on that. It took them like 2 days to create shorts. Like they crapped that thing out like nobody's business. And not anywhere near as successful as TikTok, obviously. But that was their way of trying to siphon off some of that traffic, to get some of that, you know, those people coming through, especially the ones in India who were having all those issues. Twitch obviously taking over on the live stream.
I think Twitch is the new format to do what we did, like we were talking about what we were doing in 2018. Most people have moved their live streams to Twitch because
that's interesting.
As much as I hate to, and as much as I could use the watch time and the views, I can't leave these up long because they kill your viewer retention.
Okay, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's your YouTube's not looking at your channel wide viewer retention. They're looking at it on a per video basis. They're not like letting like the videos aren't like hurting each other. What you should do though is you should take this, download it, and upload it to Anchor as a podcast, and double up on, you know, like you're talking about repurposing content. That is a space where content like this has a shelf life. People look for that kind of thing. You got to do them all. Exactly right, Peter. You got to do like all the different things. And I know it's just like another thing. It's another platform, and that sucks. But there
Did he
is
just say he
an
can't get behind
audience for it.
TikTok? Got to do them all.
I
But
know,
can't
right? Exactly. And Peter, yeah, you should be doing TikTok. You
TikTok
absolutely should, and Twitch.
TikTok is the fastest growing social media outlet ever.
Yeah, and there's also they have some kind of like
TikTok reached a
viewership
billion.
record, too.
TikTok reached 1 billion views in weeks.
Well, I mean, when you're sitting there doing this number, you know, I don't want that. I want people to watch. I want to make, I'm not even kidding. I am going to make a 1 hour video. I'm going to make a 1 hour video that people are going to watch and enjoy. That is a goal of mine.
I think my longest video is like 25 minutes.
Yeah, mine's 27, and that was too long. But I am going to do like a straight up movie. I've got plans for it. I've got the whole thing laid out. I just need the right circumstances to fall in line in order to get something that will be of the quality that can handle 1 hour viewer time. Nah, Buff Bass, it's not going anywhere, dude. They've got a foundation. They're not going anywhere.
See, now Vine died, but that was mismanagement at Vine. The Vine sold out and nobody ever did anything with it. That's what happened to Vine. Vine sold out and nobody ever did anything with it. And then YouTube, this kind of format started to rise. Well, now, I mean, I'm being honest, YouTube's dying because TikTok is bashing their skull in because everybody's got somewhere to go to get the kind of content they wanted to see on Vine again.
No, I disagree with that. YouTube's not dying. YouTube's got its own like foothold in place. It's not going anywhere. They're just not growing at the same rate as other guys. There's a big difference between the viewership on YouTube and TikTok and like the demographics, the things that people are watching. And TikTok, people like short form content. They do, and they've liked short form content since before there was ever an internet. Look at the Super Bowl halftime show. That's got its own thing, and it's been like that for decades. People love the commercials that come out because they're like 30-second jokes. That's what TikTok is. It's like the Super Bowl halftime show, but whenever you need it and want it. And you can just sit there and scroll through it when you're at the airport or when you're not listening to your teacher at school or whatever the case may be. Vine had the right idea. They screwed it all up. TikTok built on top of they built on top of the ashes of Vine.
Oh, that's also another thing with Vine. You remember Vine, you actually had to push things. You had to push something and watch the video. TikTok, you just scroll, it starts playing. Scroll, it starts playing. Scroll, it starts playing. It's an autoplay system. And actually, I mean, YouTube is trying to become more and more like TikTok because of TikTok's success. And Buff, honestly, you should know this. Your success has been your biggest success. I checked your page out a couple of days ago from Discord. Your biggest success has been from Shorts. Shorts are a TikTok platform.
I'm not going to say biggest success. I'd be careful on that, but I will say you're doing Shorts well.
Right.
And if you're doing Shorts well, why are you not repurposing that on TikTok for an audience that's looking for exactly that kind of content?
I'm thinking, I'm going to do what you said. I'm going to start downloading this stuff and putting it on the others.
I tell you what. So I love the podcast that we do. And Peter, that's what I want to talk about, dude. I need some podcast stuff. We got to chat on the podcast. I need to revitalize that again. You know, every couple of months we got to redo some things. But like the podcast is a labor of love. I don't get much on it, but I also don't promote it much. But it is so fun. Like the podcast is just like I can cuss and we talk about ridiculous stuff. And I mean, I try to make the audio good, but it's never amazing. It's just like, it's a labor of love. It's just something that I enjoy doing. It's kind of like something that it's my treat to myself. I get to make this stuff and I get to enjoy it. And we have a fun doing it. And then I just happen to make a couple dollars a year off of it. You know, nothing big, but it's a couple dollars a year getting to do something that I actually enjoy. And I don't have to cater to sponsors or ad BS and demonetization or, you know, any other nonsense. And since you've already got it, like it's here, you've already recorded it. You've done all the work. Now all you got to do is just upload it to a different platform, make a couple of bucks, run with it. You got music playing? That sucks. I'm sorry. Oh, so his neighbors are playing music and he has to mute for copyright reasons. This is something that I do like about all this. So TikTok is doing a fantastic job about getting thank you. I got it. So TikTok is doing a fantastic job about getting copyright music into videos and into things to where it's like you can actually they're actually trying to
they have a license agreement,
incorporate and license with the music industry so that this stuff can start happening.
They have a licensing agreement for the music, which I don't understand. Honestly, that's another thing. And YouTube's starting to. I mean, YouTube Shorts, you can play. They've got a library of copyrighted music. Not as much. Obviously, they haven't bought as many licenses.
No.
But that's something
YouTube Shorts allow for copyright music if you do them correctly. You have to do it through the Shorts camera.
Right. Only if you do it through the Shorts available music. But something I never understood is why YouTube didn't do that already. YouTube's owned by Google. Google's one of the top 3 biggest corporations to ever exist.
Yeah, I don't know.
You
I don't know
know?
why that is. I don't know why they cater, because they've got their hands in some of those music corporations or something. I don't know. I don't understand why that is, but you're absolutely
Google-
right.
Come on, man.
Music
Google
copyright is the biggest BS, stupid industry thing. And why Google can't take that down, I don't know.
Google is one of 3 companies that have $1 trillion value. I don't even know how much money $1 trillion is.
Yeah, I don't know how many zeros that is.
No.
I tell you what, man, I apologize. My thing keeps beeping at me. I think I got about 4 minutes left in battery life on all my equipment here. So
That's
if
all right.
anybody has
I've gotta
any
go
questions, any closing like comments and everything right now, now's the time to do it. I'm on borrowed time.
All right, man. Well, we can close out. Doesn't look like anybody's in here right now.
Hey, anybody who wants to talk about, like, you guys want to get something together where we have like a chat behind the scenes about like some YouTube stuff, let us know. Let us know in the Discord server, whatever the case may be. We'll get together. We can have a live stream specifically for that, where we can like look at each other's channels and whatever, check out the SEO stuff that you're doing. I would be happy to have an accountability group that we do on a live stream.
Pick a day and kind of do like the collaborative effort that you guys do with some of this crowd from like the 2018 days. Pick a day and do. I'd be interested in doing that, like making a collaborative effort for promotion and to get YouTube to read our algorithms a little better.
I tell you what, stick around the Discord group. I'll get something together. Kai wants to do that too. He's been pushing me really hard, so I'll make it happen. We'll get one together.
All right, man. Well, that's going to about wrap it up tonight, guys. Everybody came in. We appreciate you watching. Hey, if you watch this on the replay, I'll leave it up for a week. That's what I normally do. I know Stanley tells me it doesn't matter, but
there's a trick. The trick.
Seems like it hurts.
Do your live stream. So it's a 72-hour window. Whatever you're concerned about, it's a 72-hour window. So do your live stream. And yeah, it's going to probably have an effect on your channel-wide retention thing or whatever the case may be. That doesn't affect you. That's not going to hurt you. Don't worry about that. If you have a video that you're going to post the live stream first and then the video. Don't ever post the video and then the live stream. The problem with that is because you have a 72-hour window to where YouTube considers your content like super new, and it gives you a boost on your content in that first 72 hours to see how it fares in general audiences that you will otherwise not get access to. You're not going to get impressions from. So that's new content, because they want to push new content. They want new stuff on the platform. They want to promote the newest thing. So you don't want your live stream to be the newest thing. Like, you don't want to post a video and then all of a sudden you post a live stream and your live stream is now taking all the new views. It's the new video. It's the newest thing to push. So we're going to push the live stream. Do the live stream and then post your video so that video is now soaking up all the impressions that the live stream would have been getting.
Okay. That makes sense. Because I am, like, before I've been posting my regular videos on Tuesday, and then Thursdays are my live, so that's only 48 hours. I'm moving that to Sunday.
Flip that.
I'm moving the regular videos to Sunday because, like, everything I've posted on Sundays has gotten 3 times as many views. So
yeah,
and I've done the analytics and the research on it, and supposedly Sunday mornings are actually the best time for me.
I have been told that, and I'm seeing a little bit of that myself. I think Sunday mornings is a good one. Yeah.
This Sunday I'm gonna have a little bit of a hard time because I just haven't been able to get content. I either haven't been feeling well, the heat's made me like sick to my stomach, or when you get heat waves like this, when you do get a chance to go out, you also get thunderstorms. Graphite rod, lightning. Not a fan.
I'm going to be hitting it hard this fall. Like, once all of this stuff settles down, I'm going to be doing a lot more of those videos like you did your weird fishing laws or the weird Pennsylvania laws or something. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be doing a lot more content like that. That's real popular. And it's easy because you can just sit in the house in the AC, script it out, and then just film it. I'm going to be taking advantage of a lot more stuff like that for the fall. The fishing views just die after August, so I need to try and get some of that traffic that's not straight up fishing vlog oriented.
All right. Well, hey, that's going to wrap it up for tonight, I think. Real quick, I know there's not people in here right now, but if you come back and you watch the end of this because you left early or something like that, make a couple of announcements. I just announced our regular videos will be moving to Sundays. I don't know if it'll be this Sunday. Hopefully, I can make something out of what I got. Or not, you know what? I might re-upload. I've seen a lot of channels like re-upload content that they thought should have performed better. So maybe I've got something in the bank. Next week, our live will go back to Thursday night because
Sorry
Stanley
about
wasn't
that.
available, then he was available, and then when he said, "Hey, I am available," I'm like, "Dude, I've already announced it, so my crowd's gone."
I was being a total diva.
But next Thursday night, we actually have something real special. We have a very special guest. We actually have the biggest guest we've ever had on. You've had bigger. I looked it up. Actually, I looked it up earlier today to see if I had a bigger guest than both of us. But Doris Sizzle's 200,000 more. So. But we have John Dalton, better known as Creek Fishing Adventures, with his 160,000 subscribers and 34 million views. So be sure and yeah, right. So be sure and tune in next week for Creek Fishing Adventures. It'll be a fun time. You can ask John the questions, and we'll see how he went from nothing to what he is now full time so quickly. All right. Have a good night. We'll see you next week. Thursday
It's good
night,
talking to you, Kelly.
8 p.m. You too, Stanley. Always a fun time.
Yeah.